Running in the winter, facing cold temperatures, bitter winds, and slippery roads can be a challenge, though many runners might find it easier than running in hot weather. That could be, as sports scientists from St. Mary's University London recently found, because cooler temperatures reduce the stress on the body through a lower heart rate and dehydration levels in comparison to warmer conditions.
We've got a group of subjects into the environmental chamber. We've changed the conditions to replicate the summer or the winter, and we've got them to run a 10K under both of those conditions and taken various measurements on each runner whilst they've been completing their 10K.
Brewer says every stride runners take produces heat.
And that heat builds up in the body and can be really damaging unless you can lose that heat. One of the mechanisms by which we lose heat is through sweating. But we also lose heat by taking the blood, transporting the blood to the surface of the skin where it can lose heat out into the external environment. Now that puts more strain on the heart, particularly in hot conditions, because it's much harder to lose heat when the external environment is warm as well.
And that increased strain can be significant.
We found, for example, that heart rates were about 6% higher in the hotter conditions. We found that the runners dehydrated by around 30-38% more in those hotter conditions. And they found it about 30% easier. Their test of their thermal regulation, how they felt, their perception of heat, was around a third lower when they were running in cold conditions.
Since the body doesn't have to work as hard to pump blood to the skin's surface, that means running in cooler temperatures requires less energy. So, Brewer notes, serious runners could shave valuable seconds and even minutes off their personal best times by choosing to run in winter rather than summer.
If you look at top-level sport, if you look at the likes of Mo Farah running 10Ks and winning world and Olympic championships, the difference between success and failure is seconds, and it's certainly not minutes. We can be very confident that in cooler conditions, you can certainly slice a decent percentage of time off your personal best.
So bundle up and start running. For writer Faiza Elmasry, I'm Faith Lapidus, VOA News.